Alright, I'm here with some Nintendo today. And, yeah, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm doing some just high score games like I often do, but not just all the black box games I've always done. I'm just going to play for a couple hours and pick out like two or three. I actually have a couple of games in mind already that are not black box games. And I don't know how long I'm going to spend on Spy Hunter, though, because this game is, it's frustrating and kind of awful. I sure did play it a lot back in the day, though. This might be a smidge too quiet, I think. Score's mostly made through progress, though, isn't it? You don't really want to spend your time fighting stuff when you don't need to. And you have this, like, I don't know. It's not a minute, because it's not counting down a second at a time. It's too slow for that. It's like a 2-minute period where you're invincible or something. I mean, not invincible, but you can die as many times as you want. And then after that, you have just the one life, and then it's over. So even when you've got unlimited lives, you're gonna want to make a lot of progress. But then after that, you kind of got to slow it down, just because you can't die like I just did. I've got about 20 more seconds here where I can dick around. God, get in there, you piece of shit! Oh, you're killing me, literally. I'm sorry the volume's so loud. I'll fix that after I'm. That's why I wanted to pause, but I'll fix it after this game over. $89.45. Not great. Yeah, the volume's a bit low here. Let's turn this up. Yeah, a bit more than that. That's probably good. Yeah, it's really smarter to just move a whole lot when you have the lives to do so. But it's also good to be skilled enough to not die constantly, because that's not progress forward either. I used to be good enough on this to make it not only to the boat part, but I think if you make it far enough on the boat part, you get back into a car. Which I kind of shocked and disappointed me when I was a kid, because I must have been a lot better than this at this game, not only than I am now, but like than other kids were back in the day. I guess I did play it a bit, even though I didn't own it. I rented it a few times. All of my friends had it. That's where I'm sure I played it the most. But maybe I didn't do it as a kid. Maybe I did it when I was older. Maybe even with save states. Who knows? I was disappointed, though, to find out that you just get back in the car. Because the rumor, of course, was that there's an airplane level, and there's not an airplane level. There's just not. You'd know about it by now, of course, if there was. Does that smoke work on the chopper? I didn't live long enough to really find out. Also, this game doesn't keep a high score, does it? It just shows you what your score was. That sucks. It's worth fighting cars that are dangerous to get past, of course, and it's not worth fighting the ones that aren't. So the dark blue cars, I believe, are the ones that will attack you with a gun when they get on the other side of you. shit. Shit! I almost did that the smart way. Almost. It's so fast. Even with all this game's many flaws, it's still kind of fun to play, and I like it better than the arcade game, which I just find weird and crappy, mostly. The ColecoVision port of this game is shockingly good. It is good enough to where it's like, yeah, it's about as good as the Nintendo game. Like, you won't even care, really. Yeah, graphics are slightly shittier, I suppose. Whatever. It's the same fucking game. I believe it plays exactly the same. This is also, I think, on 2600. I don't think that version's any good. Oh, shit. I mean, it's probably just really ugly and kind of boring. This game's sequel on Nintendo, Super Spy Hunter, and that is a fine video game right there. That is something. I'll have to play it sometime too. Not gonna get into all that today, but that's definitely deserves its own stream kind of game. It doesn't seem to work or do anything on it. I'm only gonna give this maybe a couple more goes. And then I'm gonna switch to another game that I used to play on friends' Nintendos all the time. That was frustrating as hell. Guess which one? I think I've been way too cautious and slow this time, and wrecked too many times, and I'm just going to get a terrible score. Oh god, this is awful. Yeah, that was actually terrible. I haven't even given this game a full 10 minutes yet. I can give it a couple more goes. I'll give it I'll give it, say, 3 more goes here. It doesn't even take me but 2 or 3 minutes. It doesn't even take me but a minute or two per game, probably, really. This is just insanely difficult. How did I used to play this when I was a kid? How the hell? It's not fun, so I mean, I guess that's what kept me going on it. I'd rate it about a 5 out of 10 now. I mean, it's not great. Maybe a 6 out of 10. It has a good feel to it. That's what compelled, and it's insanely difficult, and that kind of is a weird combination that'll compel you to keep trying. At least it works on me. A much better variation of this formula is Bump and Jump, though, which is also on Nintendo. Bump and Jump doesn't have guns, but it is very much a vertical driving, bumping into other cars, knocking them off the road type of challenge. It's very similar. And better. It's a better game, I gotta emphasize that. Plays better. I think I played it already, though, on my Messing Around stream, and that wasn't all that long ago. I'll probably either played it on that or I love the Nintendo, so I'll go back and watch either of those streams. I think it may have even came up during a randomized retro ROMs or something, which I stopped doing that a long time ago, but that was kind of an interesting series where I was randomizing the whole collection. That's pretty hard to do. I'd like to have a concise list where I could do that, but it's pretty hard to do. Some of the front ends might have features like that, but I don't use anything like that. I don't use Batocera or any of that stuff. What? Come on. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. What? Unplayable fucking horse shit. What? Kidding me? This is so stupid. Like it's like non-stop spawning these guys, these bumper guys, and they're just bumping me off every time. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Oh yeah. Oil. That's the best I've done. Getting real close to that 10,000 mark makes me want to do it over again, I gotta say. Does going left always give oil and going right always give smoke? I think it does, and I don't know that I ever realized that as a kid. Like I never even bothered to pay attention to these simple patterns. Yeah, that's exactly the case too. That's so dumb. I never even paid attention to that or noticed it. Oil might actually be quite a bit less useful than smoke, but you get a lot more of it. And that was my last life. So close I could taste it. I gotta do it again. Yeah, I hope you don't like the music because I'm ending it immediately. Not on purpose. It's just doing bad. Damn it. Ah. Alright, well, that's enough Spy Hunter because that's going to drive me insane. Alright, have you guys guessed the frustrating game that I want to play next? Here's a hint. It was popular in Europe on microcomputers. It's an arcade game port. It's not RoboCop. It goes by a different name in Europe than it does in the U.S. And this is probably the huge hint that maybe will tip you off to what it is. In the U.S., its name was changed in a way that very humorously reflects Cold War propaganda. Anyway, see if you can guess that. And while you do, I will switch the game here. Apparently, it was released under the U.S. name in Europe, which is confusing me further because it was not used. They did not use this game in its micro PC conversions for like the ZX Spectrum and such. Am I giving an even bigger hint now? This was the arcade name in the U.S. though. Oops, wrong button. That's right. Russian attack. Alright, I think I'm comfortable enough to Russian attack now. Here we go. I'm terrible at this game. I find it insanely frustrating. Also from the year 1987. More frustrating crap. My homies all bought this, and they bought Top Gun. Really supporting Konami there, when Konami's better games were, of course, Castlevania and Contra. I felt like everybody had Contra, though. Quite a few people had Castlevania. I sure did rent Castlevania and all of its sequels so much. Damn it. How did I end up facing the wrong way? What? Sucks that they can just run over the mines. What a bunch of buttholes. Oh, shit. Awesome. Good use of the rockets there. Really proud of myself. This is where things always get extremely bad for me. Second level, which I don't know that I've ever beaten the second level of this nightmare of a game. I can't believe I survived that. Yeah, and it is the guard towers that make this part so frustrating. I again jumped way too late and still made it work. This is another game I don't think I've ever beaten the default high score. Maybe I have, though. I've gotten further than this. Like, there's parts where you run past, like, missile carriers on this level, too. It's a little further along, and that's, you know, when it becomes 2 layers, and it's very frustrating. Because I want to say it still has the freaking turrets in the background, too, or the sniper guys. Definitely deserves another go. There we go. Again, I'll take more attempts at this probably than Spy Hunter. This game's a lot better than Spy Hunter, so this is actually a pretty good game. It's just jumping with up kind of sucks. And you know, it's extremely hard. It's a very, very hard game because of the way they place the enemies. I wish they had assigned jump to A and assigned weapon to up and attack like they do in Castlevania. I don't understand why they didn't do it that way. It seems like a poor choice. It's like the one thing that makes this game a little sloppier than it needs to be. Getting pretty good at the first level there. This is where I get beat down. Fix that. I have a button map that I shouldn't have mapped. I'll switch it between the next game. I was just wondering if I left a Turbo Fire button mapped from when I played arcade games, and I did, but it doesn't interfere with the Nintendo controls, but it shouldn't be on there either. It's going to interfere with whatever the next thing I play is, I'm sure. Fuck. Damn, I really didn't expect that guy to pull out a gun. That's a new one. That guy got really trigger happy. Started firing a lot faster. I realize now what I need to do, I think. At least what seems to be helping. Notice how I'm not turning back to fight those guys. Not until I have to. This is what I call the Kung Fu Master method, where you always want to be moving forward, otherwise you're just spawning a lot of extra enemies you don't need. I am not good at it. That sucked. I think I do need to take care of these guys just so I don't get bamboozled here. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. What? I was swinging when I came in. I don't understand why I didn't get stabbed in the face. I really need to know what I'm doing wrong here. That worked a lot better. That sloppy hitting up to jump stuff, making me face the wrong direction stuff. I don't think that any of that. I wonder. This is a game that I could try. I could try changing the controls with an emulator and like see if it works. Like unmap up and then map like a jump button to X and put. I could do like a whole thing basically to fix it, which would maybe be worth doing. But in a way, it's also not the legitimate experience. I don't know how I feel about something like that. But man, it's one of those things where you just really wish it was a button and not this crap. Like I'm constantly twisting around in the air and stabbing the wrong direction or like facing the wrong way when I hit the ground because of it. Very frustrating. Getting really close to that 50,000 high score though, just kind of encouraging me to go on. Amazing. That was pretty tight. I can't believe I pulled that off like that. That was the dumbest shit I've ever done. I could feel how stupid it was as it was happening. Wow. Oh, what? That's the dumbest shit ever. Again, pressing up on the D-pad to climb. See, then you wouldn't be able to fix that just with remapping, because then you'd be climbing with a button, which is dumb as shit. The same button that's gonna make you jump and make the same mistake I just made. So that's awful. That climbing and jumping on the same button. I mean, that's just not good. This is such a good game let down by its controls, really, when you think about it. Like, they made the same mistake again. Again, you're going to be holding up and then pressing over to right. So you have to not roll from up to right, but like you also have to know exactly when to stop hitting up. It's not good. I wish that was way different. I wonder if this game would actually be too easy if the controls were like what you would expect them to be. I know it would be a lot easier. So I'm infiltrating Russia to destroy their secret weapon. I'm going in to like destroy one of their nukes, which I guess would presumably nuke it, most likely. That's the way I take it. So that's a huge international incident right there. That'll kick off a world war for sure, yeah. I'm doing a assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, you say? Thanks. Thanks for setting me up on this one, guys. Oh, and I'm doing it by myself. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, I may have played this game on a previous stream. It is a game that haunts my dreams after all. It's purely frustrating gameplay. Fuck you, everything in this game. God. I jumped right on that bullet. What a clusterfuck. What the hell? Getting hit from every single direction at once. Oh, man. See, that's me getting it in my head that that's a red guy when it's not. I'll probably do like another round or two of this, take a little break, and then we'll switch it up. A very short break. Alright, here we go. Oh, this supports 2 players. I should see if I can get anyone to play this with me on Fightcade. I just installed Fightcade and I haven't really messed with it yet, but I kind of want to play around with it. I might play around with it tonight, not on a stream, but like to learn the ways of Fightcade. And then if it's something I like, we can play some Street Fighter 2 or something and put Fightcade's window in a little window that's 4:3 in the center of the screen, and then just have my normal emulator set up. It uses Final Burn Neo, which is what I use anyway. And that's what's great about it. It uses a lot of stuff that I already use anyway. It has Flycast, so there's definitely some possibilities there. It's sad that it doesn't have like DuckStation integrated into it yet or anything like that, but hopefully they can get that in the future. It'd be really nice to have PS1, actually. There'd be a lot of fun stuff to play there. That's where you can get into a lot of competitive games that aren't just fighting games, too. You have people playing sports games and stuff online. Wrestling games, all sorts of shit. Oh my god. I ran out of ammo! That was terrifying. I didn't know I was out of ammo. I should pick out what I'm going to play next, too. I haven't really given it enough thought. Oh, man. That guy's ruining my life, and I needed to end his. And there's the death jump. Man, the death jump. Should I just start jumping straight up in the air? Maybe I should just climb upwards until I jump straight up in the air and then walk forward. Maybe that's safer. Because all I'm trying to do is climb straight up and then walk to the right. That's making me jump all the time because it's stupid as hell. I actually don't see what killed me. Let's give this one more go. This game is just packed with frustration. Almost all of it comes down to hitting up on the D-pad. Yeah. No, this is an extra bad. You know what? This has been such a bad round. I will do one more. Only because I don't want to go out on one like this. This has been shit. I don't know what's going on here. Come on, buddy. Any day now. I don't understand why I can't do the first level anymore. Just to get that over with, because this is something's obviously wrong. Like I'm spawning in the wrong area, or enemies are spawning. Something's off. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Weird. Bunch of weird challenges I never had before. It's weird. It's weird that I have this problem now. This is one of the reasons why I stream stuff, though, to figure out what's going wrong when something like this happens. Like, why did I suddenly start dying every time when I get to this one spot when I didn't die there before? What did I start doing different that I wasn't doing before that's causing me to die? I'd like to know that. There's a reason. This game's not that random, as you've noticed probably at this point. It's mostly not random, but the pattern of enemies you get is going to depend on the pattern of enemies you dealt with, like a lot of things. Like if you kill them fast, then you're going to get the next group or on earlier screen. Stuff like that happens. So there is a bit to it, and I wasted a rocket. So this is going to be real hard on the end here. You know what? There we go. That's the smarter way to do it. Oh, and the other name I was referring to is Green Beret. This is usually called Green Beret. I was a little surprised when looking through my ROM sets that the European PAL release of this game seems to be called Russian Attack. You guys usually got it under the name Green Beret, though, right? Like on all your other systems? Because this is like, as far as I know, this is a pretty popular game. I think the ZX version is supposed to be pretty good. It looks about like this, only with less color, but it seems like they got the same gameplay in there, which is all that really matters. I think it's also on Commodore. I think that's also supposed to be a good version. It's probably on all that stuff though. Amstrad, CPC, whatever else you guys had over there in Europe. The way I died that last time didn't even look possible. Didn't make any sense at all to me either. It was just the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, this is crazy hard, and I can't really make it any further than that. I've been playing this game off and on my entire life. I've never gotten any better at it. It's not something I hold out any hope. Well, yeah, if I really put in the work, I could get to level 3. No, I fucking can't. If I could get to level 3, I would have by this point in my life. I've played this game forever. I will never get to level 3, and sometimes you just gotta accept shit. That's the way it is. It doesn't matter about practice or anything else. I'm just not good enough at it, and I don't think I ever will be. I kind of hate the controls, and I kind of love the game, and that's a frustrating combo. But yeah, I'll pick something else out here, and then I'll just let this roll for a little while I think about it, and I'll be back in a minute. Thanks for watching. Gotta be honest with you here, I didn't really come up with much of a plan, so I'm just gonna start browsing, I guess. Time to just look through the old collection, see what we got here. Oh, let me fix that control issue I was referring to. I almost for a second there considered 1942, and I'm like, no. But no. Yes, I am going in alphabetical order from this point, kind of looking for something to think of. There's a lot of stuff that needs its own stream, like Batman. Let's see. Breakthrough, I think I played a little bit already. I considered that earlier too, but I was like, I've already streamed a little bit of that, I'm pretty sure. Great game, though, and one I actually had as a kid. Burger Time, no, kicks my ass. I'm not gonna do that. I'm pretty sure I've already done enough elevator action also. So, just thinking of Data East games. Shoplifter's almost interesting. That's the Famicom one. That's a really frustrating part of that game, I think, though. I think it's harder than a lot of our other options on that. Defender 2 I did recently. The Donkey Kong games are always great. I mean, we could always come back to that. Dragon Spirit, the Nintendo version of that probably deserves its own stream at some point too. That's a good one. I forget how Gauntlet 2 works on Nintendo. They just give you unlimited credits on there, right? And you just play it until you become completely bored. I think that's also how Rampage works. That's not going to work for playing for score and having fun here. I'm not into that shit. Ooh, I know. Let's do an old shooter we haven't done. Let's do this one. I don't think I streamed any of this. I may have done a tiny bit of it on a variety stream, but I didn't really spend much time with it. I've never really spent too much time with this game. It's also, guess what? Really frustrating. Keep flashing that high score when it's not even a relevant element. So this is like Compile's like earliest Nintendo shooter. And it is from the same era as the Last Day. I think it's a little older than that. It certainly doesn't seem like quite as... It's just not quite as good as the Last Day in my opinion, but it's not bad. It's good. It's still good. And it's hard. It's harder than their later games, which are... It's not super hard, I don't think, but it's much harder than their later games, which are super easy. I don't really know or understand the rules of this game. I'm just trying to wing it. Shit. This is an odd game. You respawn on the spot, which is definitely not what I expected. Shit. This is my last life. We're finally moving. Nah, no, we're not. Please keep a high score somewhere, game. Please. Is it so much to ask? Hey, apparently it is. That's an advantage. Oh no, this one does have a top score. Nice! Well, that's cool. I'm liking this. Continue my butt. That's for posers. I'm playing for score here, yo. Watch me never get past the first level. I don't even know what is the first level. I may have already been past the first level, actually. I don't know what constitutes a level in this game. This is definitely going to be one of those first run was the best run and I can't duplicate it kind of things too, I think. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing terrible. This is pretty cool for I think this is a 1986 Nintendo game, so this is one of the first third-party games. First or second batch of retail third-party games probably you could find. And I think it was a pretty good one for its time. I certainly like it better than... what other shooters would have been around at the time? Stinger? I hate that game. So this is an easy win over Stinger. I think Section Z didn't come out until 87, right? I liked that game quite a bit. 1942 would have been out at this time, but that game sucked. I mean, it was just not a great port of what felt like a very old game, you know? Not Compile's best shooter on Nintendo either, though. Guardian Legend came out a little bit after this, and that's not quite just a shooter. It's like a shooter and Zelda game mix. It's really interesting and deserves its own stream. And then there's they also made Zanac, which is a very late era Nintendo game, very rare in the US. Excellent game. Much more like the Alesta games than whatever this is, though. Like, it's much more similar to those. Damn it. Was that second chime just to tell me that I had beaten my previous high score? Or do you get like an extra life at like 35,000 points also? That'd be really weird. I think I did just barely beat my previous high score. That still says Area 1. The levels are huge and have multiple bosses. Because I even got past that boss, or whatever they want to call that, and it started scrolling on my first attempt, and it still said Area 1 up there, I think about it. So, even that second, like, stops and fights a big enemy, that's still a sub-boss, not the main boss of the level. So this game's levels are probably more like 4 levels of the same crap, and there's probably only like 4 different distinct stages or something too. And out of those, I bet one is a generic stars on a black background stage to save memory. I'm just guessing. I mean, maybe there's fucking 10 different stages that have incredible graphic variety, but I doubt it. I also like that the score displays on the screen while you're playing, which is not something that is a guarantee in a 1986 console game, and I also like that it's in a huge font because I'm an old man and I'm blind. This game's got a lot going for it. Did much worse. Man, it's... If you don't clear 20,000, you won't make it very far, but if you do, you can get a lot further with the extra man. It's just a big gap right there. Because it's also getting past that little first mini-boss. So, I had like a book on how to get high scores in Nintendo games or some shit, you know, something like a relative gets you when you're a kid, for like a birthday or whatever, and it was cool. I read through the whole thing. It was interesting because the guy both like, I don't know what his qualifications were, but he seemed like he knew what he was talking about to some extent. He had really good general advice for playing games that I still kind of use to this day. Like, in a platformer, test out how far you can get to the edge before your character drops off, and test how much you have to move if your character stops moving, and test to see if, you know, you jump, like, and things like that. They're, you know, good things to know about playing video games. And he wrote like a scoring strategy for like all of these shooters, and Zanac was one of them. And he just like went off, like in his review part, he just went off for a long time about how pissed off he was that designed was spelled as descended, D-E-S-I-N-D-E-D on the title screen. Because it's just like freaking out about, you know, games will never be taken seriously if they don't put more effort into translating them, blah, blah, blah. Which I thought was interesting. I mean, he wasn't... I saw his point, but at the same time, it seemed like a whole lot to bitch about over, you know, the type of English that we were all pretty used to in Nintendo games. He wanted to elevate the form, though, and say we shouldn't be used to it. Man, I'm not doing a good job of getting these power-ups at all. Shit. The music on this is pretty great too. Maybe using Turbo Fire does help. I'm gonna try it. I think it probably does. Yeah, I can actually destroy those things using Turbo Fire. Wait a second, I've been playing this wrong. Shit. Shit. Okay, we're rocking and rolling compared to before. Look at this shit. Look at this. Except for this. Except for whatever's going on with my side shot here. Seems a bit stuck. That's alright, I guess. Damn it. Shit. Shit. Ah, this is pretty interesting. I don't know, it's not that different from the last thing. It's got some similarities. Fuck! Sure, that was still the first level, right? Yeah, Area 1. Incredible. This game's great. I'm surprised that I never really rented this or anything when I was a kid. I was vaguely... It was more of a game that I was aware of than I actually played. And I don't know why. I feel like I should have played it. I feel like I would have loved it. I mean, I would have hated it because of the frustration, but I would have loved it. It's really not even that frustrating once you get going, though, but Turbo Fire helps a lot. I didn't think it did at first, but I realize now that it resets the shot every time it hits a target. Instantly destroyed it. That's amazing. I don't think I know what 7 is. And oh, it's this one. Yeah, this thing's crazy. What this? Okay, what is this? Is this the bomb one again? Oh, I don't think I knew about this one before. This is interesting. Oh shit. Oh, this one seems crazy super powered. I like it a lot. Too bad I couldn't keep it, huh? Nah, that's not as good. I should have kept, what was it, 3? I might do a few of these Nintendo streams this week, and I might do a black box one on like another night. I can get back into those again just because they're always fun. Or maybe a non-black box arcade port, some of the other HAL ports or something on another night. Yeah, now that's probably the end of the first level. Amazing. Alright, first mini-boss down, that's good. Another extra man, that's good. Thanks for watching, by the way. This is Zanac, just to bring up the title again here, since I'm not doing box arts for random picks. I lost my power due to something at some point. Nobody knows. That wasn't the second boss, was it? That's probably the second mini-boss of the second level, I would imagine. Unless the levels are much shorter. Maybe so, yeah, yep. I am on Area 3, well, I'll be damned. I know what that is, what that was all about. Odd. Oh man, this thing is cool. It's cool because I have to hold down on both buttons. I don't know what it takes, but it definitely seems... Oh, let's do this. Never mind, this isn't that bad. Well, this is no longer a short-form game, because I've somehow figured out how to play it. This will, of course, be my last run. I'll move on to something else. It's really fun, though. This is a really good game. Ah, shit! There I go, I just blew out 2 lives at once. It's really easy to get Gradius Center in this game, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm dying very, very fast now that I've died. this isn't great. It's very hard to approach. It's extremely hard to get up on. It's so shielded by its own rockets because they come out so fast. The output's just so high. Unless you have a ton of firepower. I don't see how you catch back up there very easily. So that's a lot of fun. I should save the high score on this one. And move on to something else for one final game. Might do another shooter. Let me think here. Give me just a second. I'll take a quick break and I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Music gets pretty weird there for a second on this one, huh? Alright. This is another This is a game that like I saw advertised and stuff really early, and I think it's a super early Nintendo game, probably from '86. Title screen says '85, but no way. No way. I don't think there are any third party US Nintendo games from '85. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but I think this was from '86. I remember seeing it advertised in the Nintendo Fun Club newsletter, which predated um, the Nintendo Power, and it ended sometime in '87. Just looks super cool to me. Never got to play it. Never saw it up for rent or anything that I recall. But it was something I was definitely interested in and just didn't get to play until like the emulator days. And I like it. I think it's a cool game. These are truly indestructible. Yeah, it appears so. Again, this is a million times more enjoyable with Turbo Fire. You're gonna want that Turbo Fire. Oh yeah, these dinosaurs shoot at you. Shit's crazy. Oh, I lost my extra already. Hang on. I'm not sure I fully understand how to get the power-ups. I'm struggling here a bit. I don't think I know what I'm doing yet. I have to figure out how to get those power-ups because I think that's real important. You gotta shoot each part of it, and they're like a walk. Okay, I get it. The numbers are like a walk, and you have to shoot all of them off. And it tells you, the numbers tell you which part you're getting, probably. Maybe. I'm still not quite feeling what's going on there. Okay, well, we learn, we live, we learn. Live, laugh, learn. Launch yourself into space. And the last one, yep. Brutal. Brutal challenge. Enemies follow like Galaga style patterns. You know, kind of like they do in the 1942 as well, but they're a little more intense here. They really have some cool vectored enemy patterns and this like shipbuilding element, which you can even customize this part. Yeah, I don't think I want to mess with that, but you can mess with it, and that's interesting. Using the exploded ship, like you can assemble and disassemble your ship with that button, as you saw. Using that as a bold move. And yeah, you're subject to one hit death with all these separate parts. Instead of having backup life on one slightly fatter part. And a little extra fire, and nothing. Just nothing. Difficulty is sky high on this game, I feel like. You want to try and interface with all this power-ups that you get and things like that, and putting them in different positions and all this other crap, but like, no. You can barely even think. It's like you're dealing with flying through complex Galaga-style enemy patterns, but also they're shooting at you quite a bit. It's really hard in like every way, all at once. Was this ported to PC Engine also? Also, this is a sequel to Moon Cresta, right? But I don't remember that game very well, so I don't know. I don't know if I know it from anything. The latest game is also out. It's Soul Cresta. It's the third game. It came out in about, I don't know, like 2022 or something. I'll try to pick it up at some point with that. It's a real cheap game. That's available on like PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox, and Steam. That's interesting. So that's for a limited time. Gives you quite a bit of extra firepower. That's what you want to do against a boss. And you're limited on the number of them that you can use. Looks like I'm limited to 3, and I now have 2 left. Shit. Now I have 3 again. You motherfucker. He just came straight towards me. Yeah, that's kicking my ass. The default high score on this is like 65,000 also? Screw you, game. Good lord, right? I played Alyssa not that long ago, or Power Strike, or whatever they call it here in the US. I don't think I like it quite as much as I was having fun with Zanac there, which is interesting. I mean, they're both good, don't get me wrong, but I think I might actually like Zanac better. Is that a crazy opinion, though? I don't think very many people think that. Well, they're both good games. I'd have to go back and play it again to really compare. I'm just having a lot of fun with that. But that's more of a deserves its own stream kind of thing. And Gunnack definitely does, and I'll do that soon enough. But Gunnack's not a sequel to Zanac, by the way. Or, maybe they were trying to connect it through the name, but the theme and content of the game doesn't seem the same. Gunnac's real weird. It has like this real goofy theme about these like alien space rabbits attacking, and they have all these like carrot-shaped ships and shit like that. It's real strange. So it's almost, that's not quite a cute 'em up, but it's almost there. It's like kind of in between. It's goofy enough to where it's kind of a cute 'em up. But it's basically Blazing Lasers, but with a power-up shop. It's pretty cool. I don't like it as much as Blazing Lasers, but, you know, it's still pretty cool. Damn it. Okay, so 65,000 is pretty achievable. That's the boss of the first level. I was at 50k there, so beating him might actually be enough to cross that line. I don't know. See, that doesn't look like that big of a gap. I only have time for a few more rounds here, though, before I gotta wrap it up. But I might, if I have time, I might try to make this a thing this week. This is a fun way to unwind with some Nintendo. Maybe even mix it up and do some Atari or something else. This isn't going well. I'm cornering myself repeatedly. I gotta stop doing this. Shit. Man, some of the attacks you can do by switching ships are weirder than I realized and pretty cool. Again, this game is basically unplayable unless you have Turbo Fire. So you don't want that Turbo Fire. You're gonna need that shit. Shit. Gotta stop making the same mistakes here. Start making entirely new ones. I think I got about time for one more go on this, so here we go. Let's run through this one last time. See if I can beat that. Well, I didn't even make it to the boss that time, but that actually is a higher score for me, I think. If I could just beat the boss, because I had about 50k when I got to the boss last time. If I could just beat the boss, I'd be good to go. Lost both power-ups somehow in one hit, somehow. Oh, well, goddamn. I guess I'm not allowed to have those. Serious slowdown there for a second. Really, the slowdown isn't too bad on this game. I mean, that was like the only real instance where I noticed it, and there's really not even that much, not that much flicker. I mean, it's not great in that department, but it's not terrible either. And it runs at 60 hertz, so not bad for a 1986 game. I mean, really, we should have been playing stuff like this more than 1942. I don't really understand why the crappier games were popular in a lot of cases, but it's just how it be sometimes. Anyway, that's Terra Cresta, which was pretty cool. Excuse me, before that was Zanac, which was very cool. That's a really good game. But anyway, pretty fun. Maybe we'll play some more tomorrow night or something, or maybe the next night, and just kind of keep it rolling. Thanks for watching. Oh, also this weekend, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, I think is what's coming up, and Unreal, the 1998 first-person shooter. So those are the next big streams that are coming up after that, so over the next couple weeks, I'd say. So stick around for that, and some more random, Nintendo and possibly other consoles.